What's going on YouTube and cryptocurrency family? My name is Harry and I'm the crypto vet. Thank you for tuning back in. I'm super excited to be here and recording another video for you guys. Last night, XRP and Ethereum were going crazy along with lots and lots of other cryptocurrencies. However, Bitcoin's starting to come out of the shadows. So what does this mean for the market? All right, we're going to go over that today. And if you like this content, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I really do appreciate it. Follow me on Twitter at XRP Veterinarian. The links for the Discord and Twitch, where I am streaming pretty much daily now, going over charts, helping people set up accounts, so that way they can trade cryptos on their own. It's been a blast doing this, so I just can't thank you guys enough. But let's go ahead and get started here on CoinMarketCap. As we can see right now, Bitcoin is currently up 7% almost, which you can see now Ethereum, XRP, Polkadot, and the other top 5 here are slowly going into the red. This is because as money gets into Bitcoin, Bitcoin against their pairs starts to go up, lowers their prices, right? We have other things, Binance Coin, but let's go ahead and see who the biggest gainers are right now. We have Binance Coin, Cosmos, Mana, IOST, Elrond Gold, almost up. It was like $45 like a week ago. Now it's up to $95. Biggest losers right now, we have Kyber Network showing a little bit of a correction here, and 1inch also back down as well. And Graph came up, touched $1, and now it's finding support around the 80-cent mark. But let's go ahead and get started here on Bitcoin dominance. And we went over this yesterday on the Twitch, kind of trying to figure out when does alt season occur, when is it time to move money back and forth? Because, you know, we love Bitcoin, we love all the other cryptos. Everybody knows that I love XRP more than anything, that I actually think it will outlive Bitcoin. I think of Bitcoin as kind of like the grandpa here who's going to be around just to be around, but isn't quite able to do everything else that everybody else, or everything that everybody else can do. Well, yesterday, if I move this to the daily on this Bitcoin dominance, Bitcoin was rejected up here on this resistance line here, and this line we have been following for a long time. From the lowest point that Bitcoin dominance has ever gotten to down here at around 35.5%, it is found and bounced. And as we came up, alts bled like crazy, but as Bitcoin dominance dropped, this is when altcoins started to go crazy. And it's been in little cycles, right? This most recent really big alt season back in June of last year, so about 9 months ago, as Bitcoin started to drop, all the altcoins did really, really good, and then Bitcoin has gone on its really, really crazy run here since November, October of last year, and ever since it got close to its all-time high, it has kind of petered its way slowly down as money has moved away from Bitcoin and into altcoins. Well, yesterday we came back to retesting a very crucial point right at around the 60 to 62% mark for Bitcoin. And Bitcoin found a very, very good bounce. Look at this right at the line. And these lines were drawn months ago, and we've been following this ever since. And right now, Bitcoin is trying to get back up, establish its dominance. You know, it's peeing on all the little guys around him to show that he's still the, you know, the big dick around. Well, the thing is, what's going to happen? Are we going to come back up? Or we're going to get back up into the 70s and show that Bitcoin is still the boss? Or will we get rejected, and if Bitcoin gets rejected at a higher price, starts to come back down, and this little alt season that we've been in the past 2 to 3 weeks will continue? Well, let's go and take a look at Bitcoin and check. So Bitcoin right here on the weekly is looking very, very good now. It is coming back up. It has found good support on the 20 daily exponential moving average, and now it's on its way back up to retest the previous all-time high of around 42,000. And this here is on Bitstamp, but we have, with this weekly push to the upside, is we have a very, very little wick here at the bottom. It's right on the moving average. We had an indecision candlestick last week when we're not quite sure, and I know I bring this up all the time, but if we go back in history here to where our previous run was, we can see that we followed this 20 daily exponential moving average, and when we find good support on it, we can continue up our parabolic run and keep going. We just needed a little bit of time to consolidate and stay sideways to show that yes, this is the price that we wanted to stay at. And looking back here, you can see that during this first part of the rally, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks of going straight up. And then it took 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, 5 weeks before we finally had to come down to touch the weekly exponential moving average, come up for another 7 weeks of going straight up. Well, what did we have here? We first started with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks going up, and then we had maybe 3 weeks of kind of standstill, and then another 4 or 5 weeks going up, and now we've been at 3 weeks of standstill, almost 4 weeks. So the question is this Bitcoin's time, or is Bitcoin just now going to get rejected and then maybe start a new little consolidation phase? Well, let's just zoom in a little bit and see. So right here I have Bitcoin on the 4 hourly, and actually it may help if we just move this to the daily real quick. Okay, so if I move this to the daily, we can see that about a week ago we fell below the 20 daily exponential moving average, got above it. We have this huge wick above here. This is showing that the sellers were still in control, and it took 3 or 4 days before the buyers got back into control, and this is where we are now. So let's zoom in here and take off this this scalp tool thingy that I'm using, and we'll kind of look. And within this pattern, we saw that we were in this pennant going downwards, and we found some interesting little deals. Back here we had a shoulder, head, shoulder, which did break to the downside, but now we are forming the exact opposite. We have a shoulder, head, shoulder, so a reverse head and shoulders pattern here, and the measured move is from the neckline, and this is just going to be a rough quick drawing just to illustrate the point. But if we go above the neckline to the upside, we can see that our target has been met. So now Bitcoin just needs to hold support on this trend line, which again is a long trend line that we have been following since Bitcoin was at 10,000. This is the upper resistance of this broadening megaphone that we have been following. And sorry guys, my voice has been going out. I don't know if I'm getting sick again or what. So now we are above this, and Bitcoin is on its way to retest its all-time high of 42,000. So if this is to occur, altcoins and other things are going to be suppressed at the exact same time, regardless of what's showing up in their patterns or is what's happening for them, right? And that's just because, again, they are paired to Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes up, it's devaluing them at the same time. So what happens usually is, as Bitcoin's going up, the altcoins, even if they're all looking bullish and going to go up, they're going to go down a little bit. They're going to screw over a lot of people on their longs. They'll get bought back up, and then they'll follow in tandem for the most part, but they will take a hit at first. So be very, very, very careful with that. So we're just going to have to wait and see. Next stop for Bitcoin, in my opinion, is it's going to have to overtake its all-time high at around 42,000 and some change. It's going to need to hold that as support, and then after that, next stop is most likely going to be 45,000, and of course my previous target of around 50 to 54,000. And I'll be posting stuff in the Discord to kind of show all the different targets along the way, as well as trades that could be made. As far as Ethereum, here in this last week, Ethereum has exploded. It has gone up, let's see, almost 40% in the last week, and it is already hit my target of 1750, which is where I started to take profits, and I actually moved those profits from Ethereum into XRP, since XRP is still lagging in my opinion. And I think within the next 1 to 2 weeks we could see $2,000 to $2,500 Ethereum. And moving into the hourly chart here, so we could have some idea of why, is as we pump up, Ethereum is just forming symmetrical triangle after symmetrical triangle, and you can see here another triangle pumped up. Now we're starting to form the exact same thing. I do think that this will just end up extending out as it did this last time to something more like this, especially while Bitcoin's getting all the attention, and then it'll have the opportunity at that point to decide whether it's going to break the downside or upside. But the trend is your friend until it ends, and the trend is still up. So from here on out, we're just going to need to see if Ethereum can hold its own, or if Bitcoin is going to steal the show from here. We've also been following Dogecoin, and Dogecoin has just made a bigger and bigger symmetrical triangle as it goes here, and As it went all the way back down to around 2.2 cents, and now it is sitting at a solid nickel, which is very, very good for Dogecoin. Again, I think this is a super risky project. There is money to be made everywhere, though, so I'm going to be waiting to see if we can get one more breakout and potentially sell at around a dime to 12 cents. But guys, remember, this is not one to bet the farm on. The price is not sustainable, in my opinion, for Dogecoin. But we are forming a bigger and bigger pattern here, so we may be able to see a nice breakout, take some good profits, and move them into whatever coins you are feeling frisky on. And last, we're just going to do a quick thing on XRP. On Twitch, I was drawing that we had broken out of this triangle here at the bottom. And when we broke out, we just formed a new little triangle, and we are actually in a very nice ascending channel on our way out of this initial sell-off on XRP here. And if I move into the 5-minute, we have actually broken out of this little bitty triangle. And yes, I know I have a lot of fib lines on here, but this is to help me on my trading right now, since I am in a little bitty trade here on XRP. But if you see here, we have broken out of this little symmetrical triangle, and if we zoom out even more, we can see this exact same pattern that I was showing like this, zoomed in, and the target of this breakout at this point is going to bring us back up to around 50 to 51 cents. So hopefully we'll see that breakout as long as Bitcoin doesn't suppress XRP and the rest of it, or there's no new bad news coming out on XRP as we wait for the SEC lawsuit to pan out. And I know that we'll be getting some news on the 22nd of this month. But XRP tends to lag behind, and if XRP was to launch upwards, I have a good feeling after all of this suppression and consolidation that we could easily hit $1, $1.10, which is the target I had before all of the nonsense from the SEC. And then after that, people will panic buy, trying to get in, thinking they missed it, just like Doge did, and 500% from there. We could be easily seeing a $10 to $25 XRP in the next couple months. And from there, we won't be complaining about 45-cent XRP anymore. So there we go. I was trying to get as much info as I could into about 10 to 15 minutes. As always, I will be streaming on Twitch after this at twitch.tv/cryptovet. So if you are interested, want to ask some questions, want to argue with me, whatever the case may be, go ahead and hit me up there on Twitch, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.